words, some feelings about what it feels like to write your shift statement? Any tips? Any exhaustion? General exhaustion. Totally understand.
Is it okay if your shift statement is like a briefer?
What do you mean?
Like,
We're familiar with reefer here, but not reefer.
okay, well, we use it before our presentation. Anyway,
Like 3 points?
yeah.
Yes, 3 points would be great. Absolutely, absolutely. So, most of us, and I know it's going to feel like this is a hard time to do this because you're tired and you've had a lot of brain power and a lot of social interaction. For those of us who are introverts, this is a time where we're kind of tired because we've been talking to people so much. So we are, again, very low-key this afternoon, but we also recognize and want to make sure that you all think about the fact that you probably don't take as much time for yourself as you need to, and so you have another hour and a half to actually think about what you want to do with your life. So, I want to encourage you to take this time to actually write some really specific things down. So, how many of you have your participant guides with you? Good. If you want to turn to the last sections that are about action planning, we've got a really simple form, and the nice thing about an action plan is that it's yours. You can make it in whatever way works for you. But the real point is that you want to do what you did yesterday when you were working on your project. You want to figure out, what is success? What do I actually want to be doing with my life? Do I need to think about my career differently, and what does that mean? What specifically does that mean? These are different than your shift statement. They're built on your shift statement, but now you're trying to get way more specific about what you want. So go back and look at the sections when you were looking at success planning and use some of those ideas. What do you want to feel like? What smells do you want to be smelling? What animal could you be, or would you like to be in 5 years? Whatever those things are that get a little bit more specific, other than I want to shift my life to expand my vision of what art and business is, start to make it real. The other thing that we have certainly experienced in this program and in several others is that this is a really good opportunity to think about money. And we started to talk about money in the abstract yesterday a little bit, in talking about what businesses need and talking about budgeting and how much do things cost. But this is a really great time because you're in a pretty safe environment, you're around people who are like-minded, so you can choose to share or not share. But what is the amount of money that you need to make every year? And what is it that you need? These are really important questions, and what's really important is to write down what you think your answer is. I know that some of the folks who are here went through the Creative Capital program, and it's, I think, a great part of what they've done in their program too, is, man, write down the number that you need, the amount of money that you need, and put it in a little slip of paper and put it in your wallet. And just think about it, because it's amazing the way that our conscious understanding of what it is that we think we need to change really can transform us. Amelia.
A washable marker, not a washable marker, the dry erase marker on your bathroom mirror.
Great idea. So I'm not suggesting that you need to be focused on money all of the time. I certainly am not. But having an understanding of what kind of lifestyle you actually want to lead is really important. Sometimes those are conversations that we never have with ourselves. When I moved to Fort Collins, I had a high-paying job, had a, was a real estate mogul. I had a duplex. And my lifestyle was very different. I wore a lot of expensive suits because I needed them for my job, and I didn't have anything to show for it at all when I left St. Louis. Every dime of what I had spent was gone, and I had no idea what it was spent on because I never thought about what it was that I was doing. I was just living the lifestyle that was appropriate for the job that I had and the salary that I had. And so when we moved here, we made a really conscious decision about what kind of felt good to us. No debt feels really good. So that was, luckily, step number one was eliminate all of my debt and to have a comfortable life, which is all that I wanted. I didn't need any of the stuff that I left in St. Louis, but for every person, that conversation and that realization is really personal. And you need to have that conversation with yourself. If you are truly a person who wants a Lamborghini, then that's fine, but write it down and figure out how the heck you're gonna find the money for your dang Lamborghini. If you're not a person who wants a Lamborghini, there's a little less pressure. But it's really good to have those kinds of conversations with yourself. So what we're gonna have you do for the next half an hour is to go back and look at your shift statement and work on it if you did not work on it. If you have worked on it and you're completed, find a partner and call them. And share with them so you can get some feedback. If that's too private, then don't do that. But you're in an awesome place for someone to help you think about whether your shift is as clear as you really believe that it needed to be. Maybe it's a little vague and you didn't realize it. So get some feedback and then start to go through the action plan and start to define what success really looks like for you and start to think about what is that number and start writing things down and filling things out. So we're actually going to move back into coaching sessions. They will begin again at what time? I don't even know what day it is. I know it's Sunday.
It's 1:40 right now. Our next set starts at 1:45.
Okay. So there's another session that'll start, but you have the next half an hour to start working on things, find a partner. We're going to check back and just casually check back. We don't all need to come back here or anything like that. But we'll come and check in with you, see how you're doing as we move forward. We're going to, again, reconvene here at 2:30, which is longer, of course, than half an hour, but we'll help you move through the rest of the afternoon. But at 2:30, we're going to meet back here when our, 2:45? 2:45, we're going to meet back here when our last session is done. And we're going to do a closing little moment together about what the shift was all about. And then we will have libations and happy hour-ish moments again. Because, we can't help ourselves. There's still beer left. All right, so take this time and remember that we don't make time often for these types of exercises to write down what the heck it is that we want and how we're going to get there. So, I know you're exhausted, but you may not have this time, again, for yourself. So please try and take it. You are welcome to go anywhere in the building. Again, Lucinda, I think, has offered to be, yes, she's raising her hand, to be available. And I know people have been taking advantage. Some folks are working on marketing research.
Holding area of coaching, holding pen.
Yes.
Holding pen. The pre-coaching, getting you all warmed up.
So if you've got something pretty specific to talk about that you want some business consultation about, that's a little bit different than coaching, it's actually consultation. Lucinda has offered to help with that, so take her up on it. I know people have been getting some really cool stuff. All right.
So now it's 1:43.
Coaches